Hey there, my name is ZW Buckley, and on this YouTube channel, I teach you how to make better sounds and songs using stock plugins in Ableton Live. And today we're going to be talking about Envelope Follower, which is one of Live's stock modulator devices. I'm going to demonstrate how you can use Envelope Follower to have a vocal sample control parameters on other devices, including auto shift, hybrid reverb, and wavetable. So this is what we're going to go over. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we jump into today's tutorial, I just wanted to let you know that I offer one-on-one Ableton Live coaching, where I help you make the most of Ableton Live so that you can produce your best music. If you're ready for that kind of breakthrough in your production process, head to zwbuckley.com/coaching or the link in the description. You can learn more about my coaching process as well as the different packages that I offer. Additionally, at that link, you will find success stories from my students as well as links to listen to music that they made throughout the coaching process. I hope you'll consider signing up, but for now, let's jump into today's video. So if you're new to Envelope Follower, it does exactly as its name implies. It tracks the incoming signal and it, in real time, maps out its envelope. From there, you can then map any parameter on nearly any device in Live to modulate its position based off of the incoming envelope. So if I go ahead and turn this track down all the way, and I'm going to solo it, hit play, we're going to see this incoming envelope. So as we can see, the line moves up and moves down based off of the amplitude that Envelope Follower is receiving in real time. And in this case, it is tracking a vocal sample. So I'll go ahead and bring up that vocal sample, and I don't have any of the parameters active right now. So we're just going to really kind of hear the vocal sample in roughly its raw state. Now, if I turn on Envelope Follower, we're going to hear the first parameter that it is mapped to, which is the formant control here on auto shift, which essentially just makes the voice sound higher or lower by shifting around the overtones of the incoming signal. So I will go ahead and turn on Envelope Follower now and hit play. And we can hear on the loudest points of the vocal, the formant's really quite shifted downward. Now, I have the formants actually mapped a little deeper into the device. So on the right-hand side of Envelope Follower here is this little square, and it's really like a hamburger menu. You click on that, and you can actually map up to 8 parameters to Envelope Follower. Now, if you are used to using, say, the LFO device in Live, then this map function should look pretty similar. It is identical. So you can map either remote, meaning that Envelope Follower will exclusively control the parameter that it is being mapped to, or you can set it to mod, which will just modulate the relative position, in this case, plus or minus 50%. So I have Envelope Follower currently mapped to a couple of different parameters on this vocal. I have it mapped to the formant on auto shift, And then if we scroll over here a little bit to shifter, I have it mapped to both the spread. I also have envelope follower mapped to control the wet dry signal. So by default, shifter is staying pretty close to completely dry, but when the vocal starts to get louder, we add a little bit of the wet signal and you hear that pitch shifted harmony. So let's add that in now and listen to this vocal. Creates a super cool effect, and it adds an extra degree of expressiveness to shifter. Now finally, I have hybrid reverb as well that is being modulated by envelope follower. And in this case, we are just modulating the shimmer amount. If you're unfamiliar with shimmer reverb, it is an algorithmic reverb type that takes the reverb tail and you can pitch shift it separately from the incoming signal that is producing the reverb. In this case, I'm pitch shifting it up 12 semitones or a complete octave. Let's listen. Okay, so on another track, I have envelope follower set up and it is sidechained to the vocals, and it's listening to the vocals post the effects chain on the vocal track. So I have this instance of envelope follower mapped to control a number of functions on wavetable. If we expand our little hamburger here, we can see I am controlling both the gain and the position of oscillator 2, as well as the gain on oscillator 1, the filter frequency, and I am controlling the fold on oscillator 1. Let's listen to this in isolation. So there are a couple of details that are actually worth pointing out here. Unlike the envelope follower that is on the vocals, I am not exclusively using the remote mode to control the parameters that envelope follower is mapped to. In fact, the vast majority of them here, I am using the mod control, which just modulates the position, but allows me to still control the macro that is being mapped upon. So in this instance, we can actually look at the filter here on wavetable. And if I pull up automation, let's show the automation for the filter here. The filter's slowly opening up, yet it's still modulating the whole time because we have it set to modulate here in this instance as opposed to remote. So let me go ahead and hit play again so you can notice that detail. This modulation control gives you the best of both worlds because I can paint in broad strokes using automation, but I can still have the exciting momentary modulation that comes with envelope follower. Now you can, of course, set the ranges, so plus or minus 50%. So you can think in this case, if it was set dead middle, it would modulate based off of the amplitude of the incoming signal all the way to 100% and all the way to 0%. So you can use that to really fine tune how that works. Now you can of course click and set it to just plus if you'd like, or plus and minus. All the movement that makes it interesting and exciting to listen to is being generated through envelope follower. And all I had to do was just hit a couple of mappings. To draw in that much automation would take so long, and I would never be able to get it to perfectly match the vocal as it is meant to be. And so when we take it all in context, we've got our drums, our bass, vocal, and synth, we get something that is really rich and full of movement with not that much effort to achieve this result. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment if you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that you would like me to teach you about using Ableton Live, leave a comment and let me know. I'm working really hard this year to try to grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers by the end, and I appreciate you watching. Till next time.